talked about a pissed off bunch that heard about the fourth quarter collapses, not being able to finish games. Josh Allen this, Josh Allen that. Dan Orlovsky, Zach, was saying that Josh Allen was the number one quarterback in the league right now going into the game. And I think it was fair. Josh Allen was playing some damn good football. And there was nothing in this game that made me think otherwise about Josh Allen as a quarterback. But I think it was more so is the Ravens were relentless. Everybody was relentless. The secondary was great. Marlon Humphrey was very solid there as well. You saw Odafe Owe being active. Ojabo. Oh, and can't forget about that Kyle Van Noy, who now has, 15 sacks?
Yeah, in 18 games, Kevin?
Is that the stat?
Yeah, 15 and 18.
15 and 18. And you know what? We're going to stick to the if Bill Belichick has a good insight on him, why don't we go back to that well again?
I mean, the guy knows what he's talking about, I'd say.
And especially since Bill Belichick had Kyle Van Noy in New England. So let's listen to Bill Belichick break down Kyle Van Noy's impact on the Pat McAfee Show, because it really does embody what he's doing here in Baltimore.
Yeah, Kyle's a real instinctive player. He's a little bit of a combination of defensive end, outside linebacker, could also play a little bit inside linebacker, but he's very aware, instinctive, and crafty out there, similar to Ninkovich, who we had for a long time, where they're not just an elite edge rusher, but they know how to rush. They're really good on games, really instinctive, could drop into coverage, and can do a lot of things, give you a lot of versatility on defense. And so Kyle's got a ton of experience. He's a really smart guy. It's hard to fool him on those kind of play, misdirection plays, bootlegs, reverses, things like that. He really does a good job of sniffing those out.
He'll be joining us in about an hour. Can't wait to talk.
Yeah, I mean, he and also doing it all with an orbital fracture.
One eye. What
do you got, Kevin?
I'm gonna say, and this, I didn't get backlash for it last night, but this was, you can call it like a lukewarm take, maybe a hot take. Kyle Van Noy is the most underrated signing in Ravens history. A lot of people said Anquan Boldin. I just want to tell people Anquan Boldin was a trade, first of all, so it doesn't count. Also, I think people knew what the Ravens were getting when they got Anquan Boldin. Anquan Boldin wasn't this like guy that does he still have the ability to play? What's going on here? Kyle Van Noy was signed off the couch last year, after week 3, week 4, whatever it was, and put together a heck of a year, and now is re-signed to a 2-year, $10 million, $9 million deal, and is one of the leading sack guys in this league, is outpacing all the stars you talk about on a weekly basis, and is doing it after there were so many questions about, which one should they bring back? Should they bring back Van Noy? Should they bring back Clowney? And he's doing it with the orbital fracture, like we've talked about. It's insane what he's doing, and I don't think there's been a better signing based off of circumstance, the production that they're getting, because there were questions when they brought him in, this guy's coming off the couch. What are they really going to get out of this guy? And he has been so much better than anybody thought, and I have to give him all the credit in the world for it. Yeah,
I mean, it could be. If the Ravens win the Super Bowl and Kyle Van Noy is doing what he's doing, no doubt. It's like slam dunk, underappreciated. And also leadership matters, veteran presence. I think we've mentioned that in baseball a few times.
Yeah.
That matters in a team, and a team that has a lot of great leadership and a culture that's built in Baltimore. It was a great recipe. And to read you off some of the sack leaders right now in the NFL. So why don't we go through that here? Aiden Hutchinson leads the NFL with 6.5 sacks. He plays tonight against Seattle. Then in second is Kyle Van Noy with 6. He's ahead of guys like Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Chris Jones, Trey Hendrickson, Max Crosby, who missed the last game, by the way. Oh, and by the way, you know who's also tied in the top 8 with 3.5 sacks in the NFL?
Odafe Owe.
No way, Owe.
No, man, that's better. No way, Owe.
Well, Odafe, his presence being felt. You needed for that, especially for the Ravens. People were wondering, are they going to be able to pick it up? Always got all the talent in the world, man. He really does. And to see him now put things together, and it's just been a beauty to watch. And for Baltimore fans, couldn't have asked for a better start for those two guys specifically.
It's been incredible watching those two, but I'll tell you what my favorite play of the game was, and I talked about this with Zach on Kevin and Zach React last night. David Ajabo. The play that David Ajabo had was one of the craziest plays I've seen in a while from an edge guy, where he cut off. It was an option play between James Cook and Josh Allen. He cut off the running lane to James Cook initially, forced Josh Allen to keep the ball, and then immediately redirected himself back to Josh Allen. So he did not have the outside lane to the right side and forced him to put up a prayer to the tight end that didn't, nothing doing over there. That was one of the most athletic and incredible plays I've seen, because you talk about players, he single-handedly did this with like one aspect of it. He single-handedly disrupted that entire play on like 3 different fronts. He stopped the running back, he stopped the quarterback, and he forced the bad throw. I mean, all on the same play in a span of like 2 seconds.
Like I said, the athletic ability, it's there. The ability to be a game wrecker, it's there. For Baltimore now, they have a lot of those pieces on that side of the ball. Kyle Hamilton. You've seen Marlon Humphrey rounding back into that form that you saw from years ago. Gosh, then you're seeing young guys like Odafe Owe and then old vets like Kyle Van Noy. This team, and then by the way, Justin Madubuike is still a Raven. Roquan Smith, still a Raven. This team has so many great pieces. So what we're putting here together, guys, Overreaction Monday, Ravens are going to win 13 in a row the rest of the way, right?
They're never losing for the next 5 years.
Ever again.
Never.
But
Never.
I will say, big game on dock with the Bengals. And even though the Bengals are off to a slow start, that one's the most important game moving forward. Why? It's the next one. But secondly, Bengals win that game. They have the same record as the Ravens. So you can distance yourself from Cincy in week 5 and really try to announce your presence back to the NFL and also announce what you hope is going to be your dominance in the AFC North yet again.